like I said, I'm not going to try to over spiritualize all this stuff, but I think there is a core element to that understanding, is that Buddy is setting out on that journey into New York City in order to find his father, because he wants to figure out who he is. He comes to this realization that he's not an elf. You know, he's a grown man trying to take a shower in a little elf bathtub or whatever it may be. But he's trying to figure out who he is. And part of that journey is to go find his father and to go help. Hopefully, after meeting his father, understanding who his father is, he will have a deeper understanding of who he is. And I think that's part of this kind of human experience in many respects, is this journey to figure out who we are. But it has this deep connection to our parents and our own fathers. But there's also that kind of realistic understanding of that too is our spiritual journey. And there are many times, and my messed up spirit and spirituality, my messed up brain, there are many times that I've like walked into the chapel and it's like, I'm trying to search for the Father. And I just hear like Mr. Narwhal, like, bye, Father Joseph Bailey. Hope you find your dad. It's like, that's my search, is to find the Father, because then I'll have a deeper understanding of who I am. Yeah. And like, it's just encapsulated in that moment, but there's that real understanding of like, that's what this entire journey, that's what this story, even though it's heart-wrenching and hilarious in all these ways, but that's ultimately what it's after.
Yeah, it kind of highlights and I think a lot of movies, well, the relatability to movies is when they have something that this is a tautology, when they're relatable, when they I know, right? when they kind of capitalize, and I think this is not just in film, but in art across the board, different types of art, when they capitalize on a common human experience. And like a comedy is a way to do that in such a way that, it's kind of hilarious, it's funny, it's lighthearted, but and again, like you're saying, not to over spiritualize, not to overcomplicate, but it brings to the fore a common human experience in a lighthearted way where we can enjoy it, but also relate to it and see ourselves in this. Yeah. And I think like with what you're saying about the Buddy finding his father and the sort of quest that's there wrapped up in the Christmas holiday and all the sort of things that are also relatable there, that are like near and dear to us, that, the settings and all of that in New York City, especially. I mean, I grew up just outside of New York City, and we went in a lot at Christmas. I mean, not just in Connecticut, but, so like, that's all like, people get that, you get it. But I think this theme that you're talking about too is one of belonging. Yeah. Right. Of having an identity rooted, not just in simply something that I define, but in some, like having the affirmation and the love from something greader. And in this, which is a common story of like searching for parents or father or whomever, we can step into that. And I think there's a beauty in that too, when we think about Christmas. And again, not to like make too sappy, but as you're saying, like in coming to know his father and coming to know our father, we come to have like an affirmed identity of who we are. It ensues in kind of hilarious and silly ways in the movie, but it's predicated or taken from something that like our hearts long for.
Father Jacob Bertrand, would you say that you're optimistic about this subscription appeal?
No.
Would you say that you're optimistic about anything?
No.
Well, I am. Folks, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd greatly appreciate it. Cheers.